that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pig. The people are going to have to stand up against the pig. That's what the pastors are doing. That's what the pastors do it all over the world. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
Do you have an unlimited data plan with your mobile provider? Do you expect that unlimited data means unlimited data and not unlimited until you reach the arbitrary limit set by your capricious benefactor? Well, I guess that's why they invented asterisks, to avoid false advertising. I kid. I know the asterisk was way older than modern advertising law. Anywho, it's come to my attention by a little birdie that Boost Mobile is notorious for not just throttling data services if you reach whatever limit they deem unreasonable or abusive to the network, but they'll terminate your contract and service as well with no recourse. In digging into the veracity of these claims and the reviews of other user experiences, I came to learn a bit more about the type of carrier Boost Mobile is, as well as its same level competitors. There are two types of cell carriers: a mobile network operator, or MNO. This would own and operate its own network infrastructure, such as Verizon or T-Mobile, by providing a direct service. Or a mobile virtual network operator, or MVNO, who would rent this capacity from the MNOs to then sell service under their own brand, offering lower costs but also lacking direct infrastructure control. Boost would be considered an MVNO, which operates by leasing network capacity from a larger carrier such as T-Mobile or AT&T. T-Mobile and AT&T, Verizon, they would be the ones who own, operate, and maintain their own physical cellular infrastructure, such as the towers. And this pretty much means carriers like Boost Mobile, Mint Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, Ultra Mobile, Simple Mobile, Visible, TracFone, Spectrum Mobile, Xfinity Mobile, Total by Verizon, Cricket Wireless, H2O Wireless, Red Pocket Mobile, Google Fi, and US Mobile would all be considered middlemen, or MVNOs, while Dish Network, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon would be considered the main source, or MNOs. So basically, the MVNOs, or Boost, rent data space from these larger providers to then resell to the consumer at not only a discounted rate, but also a limited data usage rate as well. Although Boost specifically states it's at their own discretion to determine what violates the user agreement at what amount of data usage, it's safe to assume, based off other similar providers in their own history itself, that if you are continually being throttled or exceeding your planned data amount of anywhere between 30 gigs to 50 gigs, you will be banned from service and have your services terminated eventually. Once you cap out based off the rate plan you signed up for, anything over that actually is costing the company more money on your behalf instead of them profiting from reselling the services to you. They'll throttle you for the experience of others on the network, but eventually, if it's continual and consistent, they will terminate your service, as they are in the business of making money. Unfortunately, they thrive off of being a middleman to lower income individuals, and we all know middlemen always make a process more expensive in the long run, whether it be from our time or from our resources. My issue with these MVNOs claiming unlimited data simply because once you reach your actual capped data amount based off your plan, they don't charge you for the throttled service they then continue to provide. That's their claim to unlimited, with an asterisk stating it will be throttled once the cap is reached. It's extremely misleading, if not false advertising, as the mention of termination of service isn't seen or listed anywhere in the advertisement or in the disclaimer with the asterisk. You have to read the actual terms of service to find that little tidbit of information out. My issue is it's not readily available information for the public to know what they're going to get themselves into. Now, in doing this research, I did come across other MVNOs that might offer better options for those who travel on the road a lot or simply don't always use a stationary internet service provider at home. Although they also say unlimited and their plans also have caps, the data limit is higher than Boost Mobile's measly 30 to 50 gigs, maybe. US Mobile, for example, and Google Fi both offer premium unlimited plans that offer 100 gigs of data before any throttling. Visible, owned by Verizon, is one of the only MVNOs that offer unlimited and truly do without any throttling cap. They are still deprioritized during congestion due to them being an MVNO, but they don't actually have a cap. They have only had reports of suspension and not complete termination due to terabytes of data being used or by bypassing network management altogether. Terabytes, that is a ton of data to be used within one billing cycle. So if you're doing that, I have to agree, you do deserve a suspension. You need to slow your roll. You're doing too much. A silver lining to the termination of services from an MVNO is unless you have a balance due for the services you did use or for a device you haven't finished paying off yet, there is no penalty or reporting to your credit for the amount being closed due to extreme data usage. However, if you do owe a balance or you do owe on a device or both, it's best to either pay off the device and balance owed or just return the device and pay the balance owed to not have to go to collections and then be reported to your credit for you to have to take that hit. Another silver lining was the discovery of the most recommended providers for data services to truckers, RVers, travelers, etc. Visible, again, was highly recommended, but I also found Easy Mobile Data extremely interesting and will be listing their website in the description box below. But not only did their services and ease of use really appeal to me, but they are actually partnered with the 3 biggest carriers of services, Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. So you're covered absolutely everywhere and have true unlimited data, as it's designed to run a mobile household in rural areas up to 800 gigabytes. Perfect for streaming and heavy internet usage on the road. Now, I'm not sponsored by them or have any knowledge of them prior to my research into Boost Mobile's shady dealings. However, as someone who is interested in traveling the country in my retirement and seeing the beauty of nature before I pass, this is one I will be bookmarking and keeping in my back pocket for quite some time. For the best unlimited data and coverage, Visible by Verizon is the top recommendation for most, whereas specialized providers like Easy Mobile Data are better for extremely high volume streaming users. So, it appears that if you don't want to worry about throttling or random unexpected termination of services strictly due to data usage on your quote-unquote unlimited plan, your best bet is to go with one of the major providers, Visible by Verizon, or a specialized provider like Easy Mobile Data. Honestly, the MVNO companies seem more for people who are homeless, transient, or severely limited in funds outside of the necessities, and therefore their amount of time spent streaming or being online a high amount would be unnecessary or unable to be accomplished due to their other livelihood constraints. So if your situation isn't that dire, maybe then try moving on to a more reliable service and enjoy your money's worth. Let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.